You know, with this ever-increasing wave of retro-inspired first-person shooters, there's one major common ground that a lot of them seem to take, and that's trying to replicate retro movement, shooting, and just the general feel of old games, but doing it in a modern engine. Some really nail it well at times, with some obviously great examples from people using current engines like Unity or Unreal, but sometimes it just ends up feeling like, well, a modern game with retro window dressing, if that makes sense. Now, does that even matter most of the time? You know, not really, I guess. But I still want to talk about GZDOOM, which is the most enduring source port of the original Doom at this point, and has actually been really coming of age, presenting itself as a legitimate engine of choice in the retro space. Like, we're really at the point where new titles are shipping using GZDOOM. Like, how cool is it that you can literally buy a brand new game on Steam in 2023 that's running on the Doom engine? Which is, it's all just wild to me, because frankly, back when the original ZDoom and ZDL first launched, I was just glad if we were able to get through a co-op game on, before someone else's internet took a dump or Windows 98 decided to blue screen for the fourth time that day. I often think people romanticize this time in PC gaming a little too much, considering how jank it really was. You know, it was just a different era, and the fact that modern Doom source ports like GZDoom are so polished and even kept up to modern standards at all, well, it just really warms my heart.
Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
So, enter Beyond Sunset. You know, this one really caught my eye a while back with the Steam Next Fest demo, and I've been eagerly waiting for this. Generally, I don't like to pass judgment on early access stuff because, well, it's early access. But I still wanted to make a video about this one because it's just so damn cool. I often find that Doom-inspired or, well, Doom-style games sometimes get locked into the original formula that Doom has followed pretty much since the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, where it sometimes ends up feeling like a bit of a reskin rather than something new, with the same type of weapon and enemy varieties. However, Beyond Sunset is a wholly original game, not really sharing anything with Doom besides the GZDoom engine itself. You still got the charm of a Doom-based game though, but draped in a cyberpunk aesthetic, and man alive, the vibes here are immaculate. From this dope city level to this giant megacorp headquarters, the attention to detail and overall theme of this game is just tremendous. One of your initial weapons here is a katana, because of course it is, and this thing is just awesome. The animations of cutting up dudes with this thing just, you know, it never really gets old. And well, even as you progress further in the game, it stays relevant as a finisher, which has the bonus of refilling health and ammo. Also, using the alt fire here with the katana will deflect bullets back at the enemies, which is just dope. Movement tech here is a complement to the usual tropes of sliding and dashing, which you're gonna need as the arenas start to get a bit busy. Some of these arenas are super memorable, like this one in a nightclub that has a bunch of NPCs running around like headless chickens. I kind of felt bad when I got one of these guys by accident, you know, oh well. Each chapter of this game so far is essentially treated as one giant open level with a couple side quests and, you know, some backtracking, which is actually pretty impressive to see in this engine. This seems to be a trend because another recent GZDoom powered game, Splice, was pretty much the same with the giant sprawling levels, some taking the better part of an hour to get through on a first play. Is this a good or bad thing? Not really either, to be honest. It's just different. There are times where I feel like more succinct levels would do better with story. However, the giant connected levels gives a better world building experience, similar to something that the way Half-Life would go about it. I feel like Beyond Sunset is striking a great balance here so far. Also worth mentioning is the art style here is just awesome. Some of the enemy designs are just so cool, and the music is great. The story is genuinely pretty intriguing so far, and I'm looking forward to the finished product. That said, there are a few curiosities here with this game though. As I said earlier, I was really taken in by the demo that released a while back, and to my confusion here, none of what was in that demo is actually in the game in its current state. The original demo stuff involved you breaking out of some sort of science facility, and it was actually pretty comprehensive and challenging. There was even different weapon types, including double Uzis, which holy slap. That prelude level is nowhere to be found in the early access release, which makes me wonder maybe if it's going to be included as some sort of flashback episode soon, or maybe it's just been scrapped entirely. The demo on Steam is actually unchanged from before, so basically the demo is showing off stuff that's not actually in the game at this point, which is, well, It's a bit odd. The original demo first came out prior to the developer securing a publisher for the game, so I'm wondering if something to do with that is going on behind the scenes. Considering the episode list in the demo was also much more ambitious than the one we have now, I sure hope this wasn't a case of rushed development. It happens though. Anyways, if you like retro shooters dripping in vibes, I say definitely check out Beyond Sunset. The action was really fun and is a great showcase of what's possible with GZDOOM these days. This ain't your dad's Doom wad. The capabilities of Doom mapping has truly come of age, which is awesome considering engines like Unity, which used to be the go-to for games in this style, have started to show their true colors when it comes to monetization and basic disregard for indie developers. Definitely looking forward to the end of Beyond Sunset and what other developers will be able to come up with in this engine overall in the coming years. Thanks for watching.